everyone. It's Ayana, your health coach, and I am so excited to be here with you because I am doing a topic that I've really wanted to say something about for probably over a month now. If you're looking at the description of this video, you're going to be like, wow, you waited like a whole month to get on this bandwagon, and you might have actually forgotten about some of these things. But I thought the reason why I would do a video about, body positivity and what it is versus what it isn't, and really taking a couple of case studies into account is because, I feel like there is a misunderstanding in our society about what body positivity is. And there are some ways in which it has become a damaging tool for keeping us complacent. So I want, to give you guys a health coach's perspective on what body positivity is and what it most definitely is not. And what I'm going to talk about today are a couple of examples that came up recently. I'm going to talk about the Jillian Michaels event, situation that went on, when Jillian Michaels had that situation with Lizzo. And I'm also going to talk about that Peloton ad. Good morning. Thanks for watching. So we're going to talk about those two case studies in our society so we can have a larger conversation about this, okay? Because body positivity, when done correctly and well, is wonderful and amazing. And so we also want to be very clear about defining what that is. So we're going to dive into that. Before I get into that, though, I just want to say this afternoon, I'm so excited. If you're local in the Bay Area, I have my meetup event going on today. This is a free event where we're going to be getting together and we're going to be redefining the way that we approach 2020 as far as dieting and exercise. So this is going to be an awesome, awesome event. The link is in the description. You can click on that and RSVP and join us. It's free to attend and it's going to be epic. You're going to join 7 or 8 other women. It's going to be awesome. So go ahead and click on the link for that, okay? All right, now let's dive on into the topic. So this is what body positivity is not. So when we talk about body positivity, it seems simple enough, right? It's just, thinking positively about your body. But overall, it is about a deeper movement that is going on as a response to a culture that has made people be so externally driven and feel as though they have to live up to a so-called perfect standard that society has set. It is a way to combat and fight against this unjust, over the top, needing to dramatically alter ourselves in order to feel good about ourselves, which, by the way, doesn't actually work unless we do the inner work, right? But so body positivity is about just accepting ourselves and loving ourselves as we are, which is beautiful. And so what we're going to talk about is, what body positivity is not. So let's first talk about that Peloton ad that came up. Now, if you don't remember this or if you didn't see this ad at all, this ad had so much backlash. It was during Christmas time. Peloton, and I put a link for that in the description so you can go check that out. But it's a 30-second ad where a man buys his wife the gift of a Peloton bike. And Peloton, if you don't know, is a high-end kind of like exercise bike, stationary bike company. And the woman, got really excited and was like, yes, I'm so excited to start my health journey. And she's like recording herself at different times of the year. And then she's posting about how she's doing. But the ad got so much backlash. And part of the reason it got so much backlash is because people were like, well, she looks like a model. Why is he giving her this Peloton bike? And everyone's like, she didn't appear to need it to lose any weight. That's an insulting thing. And people are like, oh, it's sexist because, if she had given her husband an exercise thing, how would he have felt? And so I understand all of that. And here is what I want to say about that. I actually love that ad. I actually love it. And, I actually was showing it to a friend of mine earlier today because she had just read an article about it. And she, went in there kind of having some expectations. And when I showed her the ad, she's like, oh, it's actually not as bad as I thought. So one of the things that we were talking about and really breaking down the issues that people had with it. So number one, I loved it, and I'll tell you why. But number one, the biggest issue that people said is that they felt like the husband was calling his wife fat by getting her that exercise machine as a Christmas gift. And I understand that, being a woman who has felt very sensitive and been through a lot of body image issues. But let's examine where that comes from. So we have to ask ourselves this question. Is that what exercise has become to women in our culture? Have we been socialized to view exercise as just simply a weight loss tool instead of as a tool for energy, positivity, fulfillment, a way to help our mental health, a way to help us feel more confident overall and better about ourselves and happier? Okay, so have we started looking at exercise as just a means to lose weight. Okay, because if we're looking at it that way, then it makes sense that we're offended by the man giving his wife that exercise bike, right? Then another question to think about, another issue that people had is like, here's the other question we have to ask ourselves too. So they said that the wife appeared to be in good shape. So it really rubbed people the wrong way. They're like, it seems as though this husband is trying to tell his wife to lose weight by giving her this exercise bike. And I'm like, oh, it's so sad that we equate those two things. And then here's the other thing we got to ask ourselves too. Is it not an appropriate gift for her? Because are we saying that once you appear to be at a decent weight, quote unquote, or you appear to not be overweight, are we saying that exercise just goes out the window once we hit our health goals or our weight goals? So once we start to ask it from that question, we really start to unpack some of the unhealthier mindsets and things that are going on here. And I think that we've been socialized that way. We view exercise for a lot of people as just like a means to dieting and a means to losing weight. And it makes sense that people got offended in that way. But we really need to rethink the way that we look at exercise. Okay. Instead of looking at it as like, okay, wow, like I've arrived, I'm lost weight and now I'm just done exercising, right? We need to rethink our relationship in the way that we look at exercise so that we don't feel offense to that. So let's change the way that we look at movement as instead of a weight loss tool, instead of as a gift we give to our bodies and ourselves. It's a powerful way for us to experience adventure and have more energy and really take on our dreams and goals. Okay. And for me, I will tell you this, me personally, I've gone through a whole transition in the way that I look at exercise. And now I view it as a gift to myself instead of just a weight loss tool. Okay. So I actually loved that ad because I was like, oh, I would love a Peloton bike. I mean, it's an expensive ass bike. So it's like, does all sorts of fancy things. You can, connect to different workouts all over the place. And I was like, that would actually be pretty cool. So we just let's ask ourselves those questions as we are getting upset about that ad. Okay. And then the other thing too, we just also want to know too that women have had movement beaten out of us, unfortunately, in our society. A lot of women have been socialized without sports, without a lot of activity. We've been socialized to focus more on our academic achievements and less on our physical health as kids. And at least I want to say for me that was something that came up frequently. And so we deserve to get that back again. Okay. And now here's the second thing I want to talk about. So if whatever your comments and questions, absolutely go ahead and put them in. And now here's the second thing I want to talk about. So now that we talked about that Peloton ad, which I love, and again, go check it out. You can absolutely, you can agree or disagree and put in your comments why you feel either one. I'd love to hear. The other thing I wanted to mention too is let's talk about Jillian Michaels and Lizzo, because if you did not know what happened, Jillian Michaels, who I guess got her, is a personal trainer extraordinaire, got her fame from The Biggest Loser back in the day, and was kind of known for being a little over the top, intense. Let's put it that way. Being a little nice, but a little intense. And, I don't always subscribe to her methods. For me, I know I can't get yelled at. That's a very demotivating thing for me. And a lot of people don't like that. Some people do. So Jillian Michaels, but on this issue, I understand where she was coming from. So she was asked in an interview, she was just talking about body positivity overall. And she was talking about, accepting herself and also being healthy at the same time. And then Lizzo's name was brought up. And if you don't know Lizzo, you need to go Google her immediately because she's amazing. And I follow her on Instagram. She's a phenomenal singer and dancer and all that. And she was asked about a couple of people like Lizzo. And she said that we should not celebrate nor pay attention to her body. We should focus on her music. And she was saying she doesn't know Lizzo's health or anything like that, but that she doesn't want our culture to celebrate obesity. And so here's the thing I want to say, and I'm not doing an excellent job of summarizing her points. So again, go to the link that's in the description so you can see exactly what she said. It goes into more detail. But here's the thing I want to say. Lizzo is absolutely beautiful. She's a gorgeous woman. And her confidence is through the roof. I follow her on Instagram. She's always half naked and booty shots, and I love it. I'm like, more power to you. It's amazing. And she's also an overweight woman. And so one of the things that I think is really powerful about Lizzo is that she's in a body that we have been told in our society is ugly. And she's like, to hell with all of you. Like, I'm gorgeous and I love myself and I'm going to wear whatever I want. And I think that's fantastic. And here's the thing, I disagree with Jillian Michaels on this point, where I do think, I don't agree with her specifically kind of going into talk about Lizzo. I also disagree that we should not be talking about women's bodies and celebrating them at larger sizes, because we do need to work on making sure everyone feels more beautiful. But here is the issue. I think a lot of people who were upset with Jillian Michaels got so much backlash and she was like trashed. I think that we definitely have to remember and be honest with ourselves too about the real health issues that people face. For me, there's a difference between how we look and how healthy we are. And we can separate those in our society. I think Lizzo is a beautiful woman, and I genuinely do believe that women of all different sizes are gorgeous. So like for me, I have no problem with any of that. But I also have to ask myself, if we're overweight, it opens us up to so many more health issues. And I think her point there was really important. The other point that she mentioned too was that she also really said that body positivity and body love and accepting yourself is hugely important, but that we also can't ignore health. And that is the core point that I agree with her. I 100% agree with that. And this is the thing that I want to say, I don't know about Lizzo. I've heard a lot of things about Lizzo's stamina. Apparently, if you go to a Lizzo concert, she's like running all over stage, and jumping up and down and singing at the same time, which God bless her, because I couldn't do all that. And so she might have a lot of stamina, and she might be doing a lot of things to get healthy. But here's the thing I want to say. With body positivity means that we also are working on good health at the same time. Let me speak for myself. I lost 50 pounds and I've been able to keep it off. When I was heavier, my physical discomfort and pain were way more apparent, and I had way more issues with it. I had so many issues with my energy, could not keep up with my kids. Sometimes I'd have trouble breathing. I mean, it was rough. And so I've actually, since I was able to lose that weight and get healthier at the same time, I've discovered how much more capacity my body has. Like, there are certain things, like sometimes I feel almost similar to the way I did as a kid, which is crazy. Not as flexible, but, working on it. But the point is that I didn't know how good I could feel, and I didn't know how much energy I could have. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want body positivity to become a trap or an excuse that we fall into so we don't do anything and take good care of ourselves. Because obesity is the number one, obesity-related issues and health issues in our society are the number one biggest issues that our country faces. Okay. And so here's the thing that I would say about all of this, and also number two, it's the number one treatable thing that we can do. It's the number one thing that we have control over. If you have cancer, right, there are certain things that are out of our control. But obesity and obesity-related health issues are one of the few things that we can control. That doesn't mean it's easy, not by a long shot. It took me many, many, many years to get to a place where I was in the right mindset to be able to lose weight and keep it off. And so we need support. But it is doable, is the point, okay? So here's the thing I just want to say. I'm looking at my notes real quick. So here's the conclusions about body positivity. Body positivity is really not what it is. It is about being BFFs with your body. It is about self-acceptance, but it is not a license to be unhealthy and just kind of stay where you are. I think a lot of what's going on, at least for me, what happened for me was there's a lot of fear that maybe I couldn't do it, fear that I would fail, fear that I would always be heavier and overweight. And I kind of resigned myself that was the life I was going to live. And sometimes we confuse that, or sometimes that is the emotion that is operating underneath what we might call body positivity. Sometimes, okay? Body positivity is not a license to lie to ourselves and to each other, right? And society has made us feel so bad about how we look that sometimes we want to run from the truth. And sometimes we don't really want to admit to ourselves. But here's the thing, I was thinking about it. In every aspect of my life where I got honest with myself, I was able to get better. So my finances, for example, right? Oh man, we won't go there, video for another day. But I used to be a hot mess with my finances and just, eating out all the time and just, oh man, just a hot mess and irresponsible. And then I started to bump my head a lot of times. I was getting, phone calls from bill collectors and all this and that. And I made a commitment to myself that I'd had enough. And I really wanted to live being able to take good care of my finances and myself. I didn't want to be panicked every time I opened mail and so the point is that the second that I got honest with myself about where I was with my finances, I could start to make change. And it was amazing. And so, once I got past the shame and everything that I felt, and it's true of every goal we're trying to accomplish, the second that we have that epiphany, that aha moment where we're able to move past feeling bad about ourselves or feeling like, man, I suck, why haven't I done this before? And we're able to just kind of we can move into solution mode and we can take action. And it's the same thing with our health. And so we have to move ourselves out of, running from the truth and feeling like, if you're hiding, or if you know anyone who's hiding behind body positivity, yes, love your body. Your body is beautiful and your body is the bomb, but you can also get healthy at the same time. Okay. So here's what I would say about body positivity. Let's kind of redefine that. Body positivity, true body positivity says get healthy. And here's why. Okay. You don't do it for everyone else, and you don't do it for society standards. You do it for you because you deserve it, and because you're worthy, and because you deserve to be healthy. You deserve to be energized. You deserve to be able to feel confident enough to go after pursuing your dreams. It wasn't until I started getting healthy that I was confident enough to take this leap of my own business. Okay, it was amazing how many other aspects of my life it trickled into. To be more confident to speak up in my relationships, to be more confident to parent my kids. I mean, just, everything. It was crazy. It's you deserve to figure out how much strength and energy you have. And you deserve to go after what it is that you want, to explore the planet, to travel, to keep, you shouldn't feel limited. You deserve to not feel limited, and you deserve to maximize your potential. Okay? You deserve to play with your kids. And that was a big thing for me. I just wanted to be able to keep up with the kids most of the time I can. They outdo me sometimes. Okay. But when you approach body positivity from that level, and not from a place of hiding behind it, you become an unstoppable, powerful, amazing force. And that is my wish for all of you, everyone watching, and myself. We all deserve that life, and we can have that. Okay. And here's the thing I just want to offer to you. Okay. If you know that this is a struggle for you, I have 2 resources to offer you. I have a Facebook group called Healthy Living Should Be Fun. You can go on Facebook and you can search for that. Or if you're on Instagram, you can go into my bio and click and you'll find a link for that. But healthy living should be fun because we deserve that. And it can be. Okay, I have way more fun with exercise than I ever thought. And if you think back to childhood, we actually used to like exercise. I forgot to mention that. We actually used to like exercise. We used to do it all the time and play. Okay, so it's all about that. And this month is all about loving yourself, and loving yourself from a place of honesty and integrity and taking action, because you deserve that. Okay, so, but if you also know that you've struggled with this has been an issue for you, sign up with me for a breakthrough session. The link is in the description for this video. It is amazing how much you will learn about your vision, what might be blocking you from moving forward to that, and what you can do about it. Okay. It's an incredible, incredible, valuable resource. Both of those things are free. And again, if you're local in town, come join me at 1 p.m. I will be at the meetup event. There's a link in the description for that. Come check us out. All right. Well, with that said, this is a longer video because I had a lot to say, but I love you all. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day because you deserve it. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.